Our brain is meant to process information, not store it. In last week's video, I talked about creating inboxes for all the things that are coming at you every single day, whether it's physical items or in the digital world. And in order for those things to get organized and placed in a queue like your inboxes so that you can go back and process through them, you need to identify what inboxes you need in your life and start getting in the habit of putting things in there and then coming back and processing through that information. One of the most important inboxes that I created in my life and in my business so that I can stay organized, but also help with my mental health and being able to stay clear-headed and focused on tasks that I need to complete right now, is creating my master to-do list. It is my inbox for where I brain dump all my thoughts, all my to-dos, all the things that I am thinking about in my head over and over and over again, so I can get them out of my brain and into my master to-do list inbox. That way, I know that it's in queue for me to go back and process when the time is right. And I then create space in my brain for me to be relaxed, not to feel so stressed out, not to use my brain to constantly think about the same thoughts over and over again, which then causes me stress. So what I do is I have a master to-do list, which I use in the app Notion. I mentioned this in the last video, but it allows me to have the Notion app on my phone, which, let's face it, our phones are stuck to the palm of our hands on a 24-hour basis. However, when I have a thought that I know I need to remember or I need to take an action on, or maybe even just store it for reference, I immediately grab my phone, open the Notion app, and put it in my master to-do list. I know now that it's in queue for me to work or process later. There are 3 things that you're going to do with this. You're gonna either come to it and trash it because you no longer need it. You're going to set a task or an action to do with this thing to start processing it, or you are going to store it somewhere for reference or as a resource that you may need in the future that you can easily access because now you have a system for it. Tell me in the comments if this has ever sounded like you. You wake up in the middle of the night with all these thoughts and can't go back to sleep, and it just starts building all this anxiety for the things that you have to do tomorrow, or all these things that you forgot to do that suddenly your subconscious, while you're sleeping, decided to bring it into your consciousness and remind you at 3 a.m. Well, when that happens to me, I immediately wake up, grab my phone, brain dump that information into my master to-do list, and then it's out of my brain into my second brain, which I call Notion, and I can go back to sleep peacefully knowing that it's in queue for me to work when the time is right. So when you get an inbox, like a master to-do list where you go and brain dump all the things that you need to do, what happens next is you start to feel like you're more in control because you are. You get to the point where you're less stressed. When you go to process your master to-do list and the things on your to-do list, those items, you actually start to take action quicker. And then you begin to build momentum in getting results that you want. Instead of having these thoughts in your mind over and over again when you're driving, when you're taking a shower, when you have the most inconvenient time for this thought to pop into your head, and they just end up clogging your mind. It keeps you from being able to be focused and on task to do the things that you need to be doing now. It also clogs up your mind so much that you don't leave space for you to be creative, to have new ideas come up. And that keeps you from taking action, keeps you from moving forward. If you've ever sat down to start a project and you just couldn't do anything, you just felt numb and like you don't know where to start, or you can't even get the motivation to do one thing, it's because you have so much going on in your head that you can't even find the mental capacity or the mental space for you to even focus on something. So the number one thing that helped with my anxiety, helped me stay organized, helped me execute and take action on the right things and be able to prioritize the things that were really important and start filtering out the things that weren't, was for me to create an inbox that I call my master to-do list. And I started the habit of brain dumping all the things that were on my mind in my phone in the app. Now, I didn't start out that way. I actually started brain dumping on paper. But the most important thing that I want you to take away from this video and what I want you to start doing is to first pick one place that you are going to start brain dumping and creating a master to-do list. So whether that's on paper, in a notebook, the same notebook every time, or an app like Notion. By the way, I do have an agency owner template that you can get access to in the description box below. That'll give you the template to have a master to-do list, content planner, money management tracker. I mean, all the things that I use, I will give you in the description box below. And that will help you get started. But no matter what you do, you pick one place to get started and you start this habit today. Now, if you're someone who feels unorganized, chaotic, feel like you just don't have enough time in the day, everything's just coming at you, and you can't get focused and take action on the things you want, and or you are handcuffed to your business and you just feel like there's just never enough time, and you would love to get a grip and get in control of your time so that you can free up more time so you can actually enjoy the things that you enjoy doing in your life, then I urge you to take a look at the resources that we have linked below. Maybe it's time to get a little bit of help from someone who's been working on this for over a decade, who's got so many things on their plate, sometimes they don't know what to do with. But I have mastered a system to be able to have control of my time, get a grip on the things that I need to be doing and getting the results that I want while still having the time to enjoy my favorite things in life. So if you're interested, make sure you check that out. But most importantly, it's time today to start your habit of brain dumping everything in your mind so you can clear that space and then get your master to-do list going so that you can start taking action that's going to be right for your life and your business today. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe because there's another video next week that we are going to be teaching you how to create habits and routines around the things that you need to be doing regularly. I will see you in the next video.